All right, Shalom. Let's start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Welcome to another live lesson.
All
The
right.
name of this one is Prophecies, January 22nd, 2020. And pretty much, I just want to briefly go into this. What you're seeing before you is a movie that came out back in 2008 called Toxic Skies, starring Anne Heche, as you see right here. And I was just watching this movie, and in the midst of watching this movie, it was totally the spirit, because I don't fully recall how I ran across. I believe I went on my phone and went on YouTube and ran across this this video here that came out a day ago. It streamed a day ago. It's multi-agency response after novel coronavirus confirmed in Washington state. Now, to show you how the spirit works, I was watching this movie here, and I probably down to like the last few minutes of it, and the spirit is on me just to do a quick lesson on it. And pretty much this was a virus that hit in Spokane, Washington state. I believe it's a city called Spokane. And they were going into how the chemtrails are affecting people's ability to fight off these infectious diseases. And this, like I said, this movie took place in Spokane, Washington, which is about almost 5 hours away from Seattle. And this outbreak here, multi-agency response after novel coronavirus confirmed in Washington state. This was individual that allegedly went to China and came back and came to Washington state and had this coronavirus. So it's crazy. Well, not really crazy, because these international bankers, that's how they move. They do predictive programming, and it's funny how this movie, which was in 2008, here it is 2020, year of prophecy. The place where this took place is really like about 5 hours in the same state where this just happened about a day ago. So this so-called coronavirus that came from China has its first confirmation in Washington state. We'll see where it's going. According to reports, there were 9 deaths, and it doubled today by 17. So we're just keeping an eye out, see what it's gonna do. So if you brothers get a chance, if you want to check this movie out, of course they have the twists and its turns, but pretty much, they, of course they're not gonna come straight out, but you can see there were cover-ups in here, which that's exactly what goes on. But being that they put it in a movie, people won't believe it. They'll just think it's just entertainment, because it's a movie, but they don't understand that art imitates life. And that's what's going on right now. In the States, there's the first confirmed infection of this so-called coronavirus. Now, in the movie, they don't call it coronavirus, but it's so funny how it takes place in Washington state. And this is the first case where it came to America via Washington state, about 5 hours away from the actual place where the movie took place. I just got a couple of precepts I just want to read. Here it goes. This is 2 Ezra 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And these plagues are going to cause a lot of death. because one of the things that will come to this country and around the world, um, that is pertaining to prophecy, is or are these pestilences, which this is Matthew 24 and 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. And this is what we're seeing now, these pestilences, and they've been happening. Like they'll come up and they'll die down. Some of it is BS, some of it is true, but the bottom line is, it's out there. And people's immune systems are being weakened by the food, the drugs, the chemicals, the bad water, the chemtrails. People's health is deteriorating, which allows the virus to thrive in that body, because their immune system is so shot that it can't fight off these things that the body can normally fight off. So the word for pestilences is loimos, and loimos is pestilence, pestilent fellow, pest, plague. And these pestilences or plagues are just that. They're pestilent. They're like a pest. They'll mess up your whole system. So going back here, verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So the Lord is hitting this place with different types of plagues. The ultimate plague is going to be the nuclear missiles, but there's going to be a lot of different things happening before the missiles get here. It says, for now are the plague, verse 27, for now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and you shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because you have sinned against him. So this is dealing with these plagues or these pestilences or these diseases, these viruses that are being spread out, throughout the planet. Right here, 49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy house with destruction and death. So these are, the judgments of the Lord Yahweh Bashem El Shai, bringing these things upon the world, because it's time for the Lord to visit, and he is visiting right now with these prophecies that are happening throughout the world. And pretty soon, once they make that microchip mandatory and World War III is fought, that's it. Then the kingdom will be here. Thou, verse 59, thou as unhappy shall come through the sea and receive plagues again. Let's see. Right here, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, which is dealing with these missiles, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So you see these things happening. So there was a actual conference in Washington State concerning this coronavirus, and the first confirmed case to hit the United States, which happened to be in Washington State. And back in 2008, the movie Toxic Skies had a virus come to Washington State about 5 hours away from the actual so-called epicenter of where this movie took place, because this movie took place in Spokane, and the place where this virus came to was Seattle. And when you look at the map, Spokane is at the border of Idaho. And I just found out myself, because I asked the brother, the head of the Seattle camp, Yara, and he told me that it's at the border of Idaho. So pretty much, this is predictive programming, what they call. So this could be big, or it could just die down. It depends. But the point is that you're seeing these things happening because the Lord is visiting the earth with these plagues and with the different prophecies that are coming to pass. And I just wanted to make a mention of that, real quick. So if you brothers get a chance, this is a good movie. I mean, there's many movies on Outbreak. The movie Outbreak itself, Contagion, and many others that are out there that brothers can watch. To kind of get an idea of what takes place and the uh, terror of the people. The reaction and how people just lose it all of a sudden. When these things start happening. But these are all prophecies of the Lord that are going to happen before the Lord destroys this place. And we see the Lord right now visiting um, America and the world with these prophecies that he spoke of, you know, uh, in the past. Now, I just want to check something real quick. Right, so this is 2 Ezra 9 and 6. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and ending in effects and signs. And we're seeing the effects and the signs happening now. Whether there are wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, famines, the uproars of the people, and everything that we see going on in the world today. So I just wanted to make a quick mention of that. If you brothers get a chance, you could watch this movie, Toxic Skies. You could also watch this video. Got through most of it. Multi-agency response after novel coronavirus confirmed at Washington State. I put this in the description box. So brothers, check it out. Keep your eyes open. Like the scripture say, measure the times. Watch as well as pray. And for brothers that are in Seattle, in Washington, in different states where things are happening, the Lord is going to shield his men. You know, just remember all of uh, the remember all of the Salaka brothers. I'm a little tired. Remember all of the examples that we have, in the scriptures, concerning, these situations that our forefathers were faced with and how they were delivered out of them. So with that, I pray that you brothers have been edified. And to the next time I say, Shalom. Open, like the scripture say, measure the times. Watch as well as pray. And for brothers that are in Seattle, in Washington, in different states where things are happening, the Lord is going to